Picture this. It's after midnight in a quiet European town. A man stands outside a closed pharmacy, staring at the dark window. Behind him, up the street, the light in one apartment is still on. His wife is in that bed, fighting for her life. Her name is Anna. His name is Heinz. Doctors have told Heinz there's only one medicine that can save her. A local chemist discovered it, a breakthrough drug. Heinz begged for the price. The chemist said, "It cost me $1,000 to make. I'm selling it for $4,000. Heinz went to friends, family, banks. He scraped together half. $2,000. Still not enough. He went back and pleaded, "My wife is dying. Let me pay the rest later, or lower the price." The chemist said no. So now Heinz is standing outside the shop with one question burning in his mind. Do I break in and steal the drug, or do I walk away and let my wife die? What would you do? Most people have a quick answer. Of course, he should steal it. Absolutely not, it's still wrong. But here's the twist. This dilemma is not really about picking yes or no. It's about the reasons you give yourself when you choose. Psychologist Lawrence Kohlberg used this exact story, the Heinz dilemma, to study how our moral thinking develops over time. He wasn't grading people on whether they said steal or don't steal. He was listening to the logic behind their answer. And what he found is powerful. As we grow, many of us move through different languages of morality. Not better people versus worse people. Different ways of explaining what right even means. So let's walk through this story again, not to judge Heinz, but to listen to the voices inside ourselves. Imagine asking a child, should Heinz steal the medicine? They might say, no, because he'll get caught and go to jail. That's one of the most basic moral languages. Right is what keeps me out of trouble. Wrong is what gets me punished. Kohlberg called this early-level pre-conventional morality. It's focused on consequences for me. Will I get punished? Will I get a reward? Later, as we grow, the language shifts. Ask a teenager, should Heinz steal it? You might hear, yes, because a good husband takes care of his wife, or no, because if everyone broke the law whenever they felt like it, society would fall apart. Now we're in what Kohlberg called conventional morality. Morality here is about being a good person in the eyes of others and respecting laws and social order. So you get answers like, he shouldn't steal it because stealing is against the law. That's the law and order voice. Rules keep society together, so we follow them. Or, he should steal it, but he should accept the punishment afterward. That's a mix. Loyalty and love matter, but so does respect for the system. Then there's a higher level that not everyone reaches. Ask someone who reasons at what Kohlberg called post-conventional morality, and you might hear, Heinz should steal the drug because the right to life is more important than the right to profit. Or even the opposite. Heinz should not steal it because protecting individual rights, including the chemist's property and safety, is essential, and we must fight injustice in the system another way. Notice something. People at this level are not just obeying rules or trying to be liked. They are appealing to principles, human rights, dignity, fairness, universal values. Same story, same question, totally different kind of reasoning. Kohlberg mapped these patterns into 6 stages, grouped into 3 levels: pre-conventional, conventional, post-conventional. He argued that people usually move through them in order, and that moral development is about how we justify our choices, not just what we choose. So when you decide whether Heinz should steal the drug, you're not just answering a puzzle. You're revealing the kind of moral gear your brain is in. And here's the part most people miss. You can give the same answer as someone else, but be operating from a completely different stage. 2 people might both say, yes, Heinz should steal it. One might be thinking, because if he doesn't, people will think he's a bad husband. Another might think, because human life has more moral weight than property, and we sometimes have to break unjust barriers to protect it. Same answer, very different moral universe. Kohlberg's big insight was this: moral growth is not about memorizing rules. It's about upgrading the reasons behind your choices. Of course, his theory has critics. Some say it focuses too much on justice and not enough on care and relationships. Others point out that many of our moral decisions are intuitive first, and only later do we build explanations to justify what our gut already chose. But even with its limits, the Heinz dilemma gives us a rare chance to hear ourselves think. So let's bring this out of the 1960s and into your everyday life. You can probably imagine yourself as Heinz. Maybe not with a life-saving drug, but with the feeling of being trapped between law and love. Your boss tells you to hide a mistake from a client. A friend asks you to lie for them. You find out about a policy at work that hurts vulnerable people, but speaking up could cost you your job. These are quieter versions of the same conflict. Do I obey the rule? Do I protect myself? Do I protect someone else? Do I appeal to a higher principle? Let's say you discover that your company is overcharging low-income customers because they never read the fine print. You feel sick about it. If your first thought is, "I can't say anything, I might get fired," that's a very human, pre-conventional reaction. Right now, survival is the lens. If your next thought is, "But everyone in my team seems fine with it, and I don't want to be the difficult one," you've slipped into the conventional lens. Fit in, don't be the problem. And if, after sitting with it, you find yourself thinking, "If we don't stand up here, we're part of the harm. These people deserve fair treatment, even if it's inconvenient for the company, and even for me." Now you're reaching for post-conventional reasoning. What's the principle, even if it costs me? The Heinz dilemma gives us a simple tool to check in with ourselves. When I say, "This is right," or "This is wrong," am I mainly thinking about punishment, about approval, or about principles? So here's a small framework you can take with you, built from this story. Next time you face a hard choice, ask yourself 3 questions. First, what am I afraid of? Are you mostly afraid of getting punished, losing status, being disliked? If so, your moral brain might be stuck in survival or social approval mode. Second, whose rules am I following? Is it just that's the law, or that's how we do things around here? Or can you point to a deeper value, like protecting life, respecting dignity, or ensuring fairness, that you believe would still matter even if no one else agreed? Third, if I had to explain this decision to someone I deeply respect 10 years from now, would I be proud of my reasoning? Not just proud of the outcome, but proud of the way you thought about it. These questions don't magically solve the dilemma. Heinz still has to decide. You still have to decide. But instead of just reacting, you start to notice the story underneath your reaction. Maybe you realize, wow, my whole life I've been defining, right, as what keeps me out of trouble. Or, I've been outsourcing my conscience to whatever the group thinks. Or, I talk about principles, but when it costs me something, I quietly retreat. That awareness is already a form of growth. Kohlberg believed that we don't jump straight from selfishness to sainthood. We move, step by step, through these stages, often pushed forward when our current way of thinking stops working. A rule-following teenager sees a law that clearly protects injustice instead of people, and suddenly, because it's the law, isn't enough. A career-focused adult sees harm being done in their company's name and realizes that just doing my job doesn't feel clean anymore. In those moments, we get an invitation to shift stages. So let's go back to Heinz one last time. He's outside the pharmacy, heart pounding, key or crowbar in his hand. Behind him, the apartment light glows. He has no perfect option. Only loss in every direction. Should he steal the drug? Different moral theories will answer that in different ways. Religious traditions, legal systems, and ethical frameworks don't all agree. But the deeper question, the one that matters for you, is this. When you face your own Heinz moment, will you notice what kind of reasons are steering you? Will you see when you're acting from fear, from a need to fit in, or from a principle you truly believe is worth the cost? You won't always get it right. None of us do. But every time you pause, listen to your own reasoning and ask, is this really the best story I can tell about why I did what I did? You are nudging your moral life one notch higher. No viral quote can do that work for you. No theory can live your values for you. The Heinz dilemma is just a story. The real test is your life. And the next time you're quietly standing at your own version of that locked door, you'll have a better chance of recognizing the moment for what it is. Not just a crisis, but a chance to choose not only what to do, but who you are becoming.